What's up, guys? Welcome back to another one,
Yes.
an Unfiltered Heart Talks Podcast with the Dawkins. Of course, we are here. This is a chill day. We're
Yeah.
chilling today. We just vibing. We decided to do a video responding to.
The comments.
Man, the comments are going crazy right now.
Yes.
They are going crazy. We are getting some pretty interesting feedback.
Yes.
And
Thank you for your feedback, by the way.
Yeah, we want to thank you guys. And we have finally reached our first 100 subscribers.
Yes.
So we want to say thank you,
Thank you,
guys.
guys.
We really appreciate, me at the wrong place, me I look, the camera, me I look,
It's okay. It's okay.
We really appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for all the comments. We appreciate your feedback, and it shows that you are tuned in.
Yes.
And we are happy for that. So today we want to give a reaction and a response, of course, to some of our comments. And TikTok
TikTok has been showing us a lot of love.
has
Yes.
been showing us a lot of love.
A lot of love.
And we just want to say to the guys over there in TikTok, our supporters, we appreciate you guys a lot, and
Yes.
thanks for being a part of our community.
Yes.
And definitely we will be touching on some of those yikes comments.
Yes.
It's nothing scripted, nothing planned. We get them good, bad, and ugly.
Yeah. Thank you. We really appreciate,
we appreciate
all
all the
of them.
comments. So, where do you want to start, babe? Where
There
should
is
we start?
YouTube.
So on YouTube,
Yes.
we got a few comments. These are nice. And guys, we're just picking random comments.
Yeah.
We're going to read these comments and we're just going to give our response.
Yes. Somebody said, I enjoy listening to you guys.
Focus the magician.
Yes.
Yeah,
Shout out to
Focus
you.
the magician. Shout
Beloved
out,
Done
man.
8207 says, Match made in heaven. I can't wait for part 2. I love you guys. I'm so happy you two have each other. That's all we need in this life. A good companion. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I feel that that's a good comment.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
You were talking about the in-laws in this video.
Okay.
And they responded, it's not everybody's relationship, especially if God is in the midst. Some people have to be removed for it to be harmonious.
Ooh.
And I guess that's a response to some of the in-laws. Some people definitely have to be removed for the relationship to function.
Kimberly K said, you guys are adorable. I didn't realize that this was a high school story. Bless your hearts. I thought it was maybe college or a bit older into adulthood when you met Story. Too cute. Nevertheless, your story is still very precious.
This one is
Jennifer Campbell,
Yeah.
3392.
shout out Jennifer. She said,
Yes.
true love never dies. And this is on her love story video. She said, true love never dies. I still remember my first love. We have this conversation all the time. There are so many people living their lives, and these people would have been in love with somebody before the person they are with. And
They're just making it work.
I feel like some people are they're just definitely making it work.
Yeah. But
knowing
if they
that
had the
your
desire
first
of their
love,
heart.
yeah. Man, that's crazy.
It's tough.
Personally, if I was in the dating phase of my life, that would be, I think that's a question that I would ask.
Yes.
Do you have a first
Do
love?
you have a first love?
That's definitely
If
a
you have a
question
first
that
love?
I would ask. Do you have a first love?
Nope.
And if you have a first love, I'm
Absolutely
sorry,
not.
I couldn't
Yeah.
do it because
Yeah.
we understand that from experience.
Yes.
And it's not just with us. We have seen a lot of people. We have
Years
seen
later.
some celebrities like the Jada Pinkett, which people always talk about, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Her first love
Being Tupac.
being Tupac. And we have seen Chris Brown and Rihanna.
Yeah. It's
Again, and there are myriad of people out there who, man, still in love with their first
still
love.
in
So
it's sad. And I remember telling you,
True
I
that.
told you one time that if I knew that I was with somebody who had a first love, I would want to know so I could set them free, because I know what it's like to love somebody to have a first love and not be with them and longing for that person your entire life.
Yeah.
I know what it's like. So I would never, ever put anybody through that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So if they have a first love, let them go. Let them free. Don't.
No, but what if the first love has moved on? You know what?
If it's mutual, it's a different story.
Yeah, if it's mutual, it's a different
like in
story.
our case, it was always mutual. So,
yeah. Because I'm wondering, do you think that there are people out there who have someone as their first love, but that person might have somebody else as their first love?
Yes, absolutely.
Man.
Absolutely.
So how do you deal with that?
You just have to get over it. You just have to move forward. It's as I said, if it's mutual, then you can come to some agreement. And even sometimes when it's mutual, there's no agreement. People just move on with their lives.
Yeah.
But when it's not mutual and you're just, attached to that person, you're going to have to pick yourself up and move on.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy.
Yeah. Don't fall in love with somebody who has a first love.
All right,
especially
man.
if they haven't.
Wish you guys luck. I'll be praying.
Next comment.
Nokia Griffiths, she said, that's 604. She said, I listened to the whole podcast and it was worthwhile. May God bless you both. Appreciate it.
That's the 1 hour, 19 minute, 20-second video.
Yeah, love story.
Wow.
So we really appreciate that, Nokia. Shout out to you.
And question, guys, do you prefer us posting the long form video or the short form videos?
Yeah, there's this one on our video where we did the biggest mistake of our life.
Yes.
Which was why we stayed married, why we got divorced. Nicardo said, normally we ignore the relationship red flags, pretending as if they don't exist. But these red flags come right back to haunt us.
Yes.
And that's so true.
That is very true.
That is so true.
Never ignore red flags.
Yep.
Never
Don't do
ignore
the red flags.
Don't do it. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah, the red flags are there for a reason, guys. You really have to ensure, there are so many things to look for, and these are signs where I would tell anybody, if you see these signs, the gaslighting, people do something and they quickly flip it on you to make it seem like, oh, you are the one why I'm doing this. You mentioned, what's it called? Flying monkeys?
Flying monkeys. I learned about these things.
I don't know what that is.
I learned about these things. I didn't even know those things were existed, like flying monkeys.
What is that?
I don't know if I'm explaining it right, but if I'm not, please correct me in the comment section. Flying monkeys is when people try to, I don't know if they're trying to get back at you or get back your attention. So since they can't succeed at doing that, they send other people to try to get your attention or to try to smear your reputation. So I think it either precedes or comes after a smear campaign where they try to destroy your reputation by speaking.
Yeah, and those
falsely.
things are real.
It's bad. I didn't experience that before until that past relationship.
Myth or facts said that this is crazy when you were sharing the reason why you stayed married. Says it sounds like she was delusional. Why get married after seeing the signs? Not only that, you still went ahead and have not just one but 2 children. Shake my head.
Man, it's life journey. That's what I'd say to that. It's crazy. That's why I wish I had just not ignored
The red flags. Yeah.
Because I would have come out unscathed, in other words. Mentally unscathed, physically unscathed, emotionally unscathed. But never ignore the red flags.
Yeah.
Learn from my mistake.
Yeah.
Somebody said, what happened to your first marriage? This is Trees Tees 5D. What happened to your first marriage?
I got divorced.
Watch the video, guys.
I don't know what else
These
to
questions.
say.
Watch the videos, please. The answers are all there.
Nicardo said, lovely episode, but as soon as it got juicy, it ended.
Yes.
Teary eyes.
Yes. Sorry, guys. That's why we want you to tell us.
Yeah, we want to create videos that or easy to watch.
Yeah.
You know, something that doesn't feel like, oh my God, one
hour.
I think 15 minutes.
15 minutes is good.
It's good.
You know, I feel like later on down the line when people get to know us well and are interested, you know, we could put on 30 minutes or more. Yeah. But we will always have the full video up.
Yeah, definitely.
So if you want to watch it uninterrupted, then that's always an option. But consuming information in smaller bits, you'll retain it better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just did the church say she's going to hell.
Ooh. Have you seen that one, guys? If you have not seen that one, please watch it. All the questions that you might have are tucked away somewhere in our video. Watch it for yourself. Don't allow anyone to tell you what's been said in the video. Research for yourself.
Yeah.
God's Daughter 8419. This is a very insightful podcast. Thank you guys for being so transparent and sharing. Mm-hmm. You're very welcome. That's what we want to do here. We want to build a community where we can all help each other grow.
This one, it's a short form video. Why co-parenting is toxic in 2025. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And 2 comments that I can see. Parents today are very selfish and everything is about them. It's not about the children.
It's true. Yeah. You know, there are wars that are just wrought over children today. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, that's your child and that's your child. That's not going to change. You know, documents don't change that. It doesn't make any sense. I never understood why people fought over children.
Right.
You don't fight over your child.
Yeah, children are weaponized today.
Very weaponized.
And it's so sad.
It's very sad.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's very sad. Mm-hmm. And it makes no sense. Yeah. It's just like, come on. Mm-hmm. Have some sense. It's foolish. Anyway.
From vows to betrayal, we spoke about I got divorced. Mm-hmm. And unequally yoked. Being unequally yoked was one of the things that came out there.
Mm-hmm. Don't get married until you watch this. Why I Got Divorced finale, episode 10.
Oh, you're at 10?
Yes.
Oh, you jumped over the in-laws?
We can go back. I'm sorry. It says, age is just a number. Laugh.
Oh, yeah,
emoji.
That's the same one.
Well, as a male, I prefer my woman to be younger than I am. And a female who is older than a male is a red flag. I am 100% agree. Let's continue. Not all situations are the same though, guys.
I am wavering between the 2.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give my reason why.
Yes, and the person continues to say she's gonna always see him as her junior and or talk down to him. So older male and a younger woman.
All right, my take.
Okay.
Let's talk about it. If the woman is older than you by a few years, and that's not a bad thing.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, if it's a decade gap, then that's huge for both male or female.
And we know there's the 1%, guys.
Yeah, we're not talking about the 1%
that actually work and they're perfect and they're the ideal, not the 1%.
But for me, what I have seen as a young man growing up, older women are sometimes easier to deal with. They are more mature.
Yes.
They are more focused, more goal-driven. They know what they want and what they're looking for. You know, so what you see is really what you get. With a younger woman, in most cases, and depending on how young you go, because if you're going to go all the way down in the 20s, you're talking about someone who has not yet
identity crisis.
Their identity crisis, you know. So it depends. I do understand what Nicardo is saying, but again, it all boils down to who you are as a man as well. Mm-hmm. Because if you're a confident man and you assert yourself, then I believe that any woman you talk to will respect you, you know. But that's just my take. And it's my opinion. Again, I do understand what Nicardo is saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
I think that if the woman is older than the man, it can work. Mm-hmm. And if the man is older than the woman, it can work.
Yeah, there's always that 1%.
It always can work. But Adam was first formed, then Eve. So in my mind, I think Adam is older, maybe by a couple days, older than Eve. So I prefer my man to be older than I am. So. What?
This comment. What was I talking about? This person sound like he's mad at you.
What? Read it.
Because was it KT Callaway 773? So we were saying that unequally yoke is not just being
in the
same church. Because come on, people are in the same church. People go to church for different reasons.
Yeah, and another thing too. There are people within the church that have good intent, but they're at different levels spiritually. Some people are on milk and some people are on meat.
Yeah.
So that's still unequally yoked. You can definitely lift up your brother or sister, but unequally yoked is real.
Yeah. Yeah. And especially if you are with someone who is not willing to grow at your pace, that's going to be difficult.
It's gonna
because
hold you
conversations
down.
You won't be able to have those kind of conversations.
Like Paul said, I remember him saying something similar to what he said. I can't have these conversations with you because y'all are still on milk.
Yeah.
And
Hebrews,
I'm
Hebrews. I don't remember the chapter.
I'll chop up some meat and have some real solid food and I'm still dip on titty.
All right, so he said, just because he said that doesn't make it correct. Anyone can put words together and say that it is right. There is only one correct faith, and that is followers of Christ. Be careful, people, what you listen to on this internet. See how naive this woman is. It only takes the right person. Right? With the right words to make you change your thought process. Please read the Bible for yourself. Because the Satan, I guess it was saying because Satan knows the word as well. And that's why Jesus say, read to show yourself approved. I support that 100%. Study to show yourself approved unto God, a workman needed not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth.
So they're saying that that's why Jesus say, read to show yourself approved. Women are the easiest to be tricked because they want it to be their way, not God's way.
I don't think that women are the easiest to be tricked. I think what if a man get tricked on the road,
Honestly,
there's a lot of men who are getting tricked.
The scripture says
it's not that
evil men and seducers will wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived.
Yeah,
people are deceiving. Women are deceiving men.
And
men are deceiving women. Men are deceiving men, and women are deceiving women.
Yeah,
so it's just
I honestly didn't understand what exactly was this person saying that you were naive about. Was it the fact that you agreed that unequally yoke is not just about being going to the same church? Because that's what the video was saying.
Yeah, that's what I think.
The video was saying that it's more than just that. It encompasses a myriad of things and stuff like that. So.
I think it's a case where the person thinks that you said something and I just jumped onto it. Because honestly, that's my view from day one. That it's not because you go to the same church. At one point in my life, the person just had to go to the same church as I did. And then it moved from that to the person has to have their own personal relationship with God. And I'm not talking about just praying over a meal every time you're about to eat.
Right.
You have your one-on-one relationship. So it's always something that I've known to be true. It's not about the same church or the same attire. It's about being fully, equally yoked. So that's something I believed for myself even before you said it.
Right.
It just hit me because I'm like, finally somebody said it in the way. Finally somebody said it. Not because you go to the same church. Chop.
And I've been looking for some.
I'm right.
I'm over on TikTok. So let's see this video. Women need to hear. You need a real man.
Are you on
for
TikTok?
this.
Let me get on TikTok.
TikTok, the thing there. All right. Let me see what did I say. Yes.
Oh my gosh, babe, you see this?
Yes.
We're almost at 200. Let me chill. The numbers on TikTok.
So this one I was talking about. I don't understand the mindset of a man who doesn't motivate his woman. And of course,
how do we just wait? How do we just get the you can do the comments. Activity, comments.
Oh, let me see that.
Yeah, so just scroll down. We have so many comments from TikTok.
But I would prefer to go video by video so it gives context to what we were talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was talking about I don't understand the mindset of a man who doesn't want to elevate his woman.
That's right.
So this person said, listen, a man only elevate a woman he loves. That is it.
Love. So,
and that's true. Because if you love her, you definitely
gonna elevate
her.
You're not gonna love somebody and put them down.
Yeah.
That's just not. Love is an action word.
Yeah, the ladies were on this one still.
I'm telling you.
It says, dude, a woman will tell a man, I am not changing for no man. That's true. Facts. Now I'm gonna disagree. Not disagreeing. Is your woman from America or from Africa?
Big difference.
Oh, and that is so true.
Baby.
That is so true.
Guys, we have a whole video coming up on culture and dating and our experience. Yes, right after this. This person knows something. Who's that? Go back.
Understand?
Yeah, understood something. Understand, know something. Understand? You need to check out the culture and dating video that we're gonna drop.
You want to read this one?
Okay.
Funk man Baxter.
That's a woman part to play. We already fight in the world to make it a better place.
Yeah, I don't agree with that comment.
He sounds like he's upset. He's had some experiences, some bitter experiences with women, and he's like, I'm doing this for me. Who cares about you? I'm fighting the world.
Somebody respond and say, you sound like one mama's boy.
Oh my gosh. People in the comments go at each other. It's crazy.
Oh my God. But yeah, Funk man, I don't agree with that comment, man. It's if you're a real man will always take up the responsibility to motivate, lead, and elevate his woman, and that's just what it is. And this is no offense, but I think it's a weak man who allows his woman to elevate him. Like, even sometimes when we're going out, you're saying, do you want me to drive? It's not that I don't want you to drive. I just feel like it's my responsibility.
Yeah.
There are certain things that
I
would
like
not...
to be chauffeur driven.
Yeah, there are certain things that I would not... And let me tell you something, ladies. You see, if the man when you talk to me, I say it in a patois first. And then, me say this.
It's patois.
But me say this. Listen, patois talk in a different language. Yeah, Jamaica, we come from. Jamaica, 14 parish, and the 14 parish speak 14 different patois.
Different dialects, guys. Wait a sec. Don't forget to tell.
But what I'm saying, ladies, listen. If you are getting married to a man and the man that you're getting married to is not willing to lay down his life for you,
red flag.
It's a problem. This woman right here, anytime, anywhere. And I not chat, me a chat. And that's what God requires. He says, love your wife as Christ loved the church, and is willing to lay down his life for the church. So God expects the same thing from a man when it comes to marriage. I'm not saying to no man, go lay down your life for your sweetheart, or go lay down your life for the side chick. I'm not saying that. But if you're married and you love your wife, trust me, you should be willing to sacrifice yourself for her.
It should be a natural instinct.
Yeah, it should be a natural thing.
Carline Doe.
She said, I met this guy some time ago and he told me I was his wife.
That's another thing. I'm gonna have to stop you right there. There's this whole thing where I don't know if it's Christian guys or just I've heard Christian guys say this. Oh, God told me I'm your this is your wife. God told me that you're my wife. And then we have women that do the same thing. Over spiritualizing things. And I see it on YouTube a lot. There's how to tell if he's your husband, or God told me that he is my husband. Why? Don't even answer. It's fine.
Yeah, but the truth is that's dangerous.
It's so dangerous.
From my perspective, I think that's a dangerous thing to do, because people have to understand that, man, the devil has powers too. And a lot of times people pray and ask God for things, and the devil answers those prayers. Listen, whether you want to believe it or not, I truly believe that the devil says, listen, God is taking too long. I'm going to set you up with exactly what you want. And a lot of times what you think God is giving to you, it's not it. You know, it wasn't God answering your prayer. Your prayer was answered by a different entity. But I think that comes with over spiritualization.
Yeah,
because
it's dangerous,
honestly, some of the situations, and this is why I say that I think that Satan is the one doing this sometimes. Some of the situations that I know of personally, that these things happens in, when people find people and they say, "Oh, God told me that
this is."
Those situations are so messy.
Jeez.
And I'm saying, how is it that God is going to tell you to date this person or be with this person when this is happening? Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
And people be so convinced, you know.
Convinced that
there's
God
this
is...
one guy. There's this one guy. He was saying, I had a dream. You know, she's my wife. This guy was on this fruit fast and everything, you know, because he's trying to like get confirmation, even though he saw all these things that were not right. And they went off of God told me this is my partner, and they ran and they got married, you know. And I'm just like, no, don't do that. Too many people. We need to stop doing that.
Yeah,
it needs to. It's not good. It's not good. Over spiritualizing things. It's not good.
It's not good. Church has sadly become, and we type this just for a comment. It says, just to give context, it says church has sadly become a place to gossip about people's life. And it's so sad. While we encourage people to fellowship, please keep your lives private, especially from church people. We are to support each other through the thick and thin.
The thin, yes.
Yeah, because, you know, and I've seen this right throughout my life. People fail. You know what's funny, man? You know what's funny? You see, when the pastor didn't fail, it wrap up on the sheet. When the pastors fail in these same congregations, it is covered up.
Yeah, very few times.
And I have and trust me, from where I stand, and from the lot that I know. There has been a lot of baptism in the night.
Yeah, just to
famous and popular pastors.
It's so crazy.
You know, but you don't see that same affection given to a member when they fail. And another part of it that really, really creeps me out, you will have, we will be going to the same church. And we have a group of friends. If something happens where we fail, all of a sudden the friend them not link we again. The friends are not communicating with us. It's like we have gotten leprosy.
And it's funny, you know, I knew of someone who got pregnant out of wedlock, and every time the person got pregnant, they had to get rebaptized to be able to participate in services again. I'm like, okay, is it the baptism that saves you? I thought it was one faith, one baptism, one savior. Like, what do you baptize every time for every sin? And I know it's a public expression. Baptism is a public expression to say that I've turned off of this path.
Yeah, but how many times
why don't we? Yeah, it's only needed once. Yeah. But why don't we go in and dissect the real issue and deal with it at the heart level? Because you're gonna be baptizing people. If we were to do it by the baptism, like the church would have it, people would be getting baptized every day. Yeah. Every day.
You can consecrate someone. Yeah. You know, when you look at Peter failing. When Peter failed, he never came back and got baptized. He consecrated himself before the Lord, and you know, God did a genuine repentance, and God had already forgiven him for his sin. You know, so personally, I don't believe in multiple baptism. I think that if you are baptized one time, you're showing the world that, listen, I have turned over a new leaf. If you get messed up, or if you get off the path, I don't think a second baptism or a third or a fourth will be able to justify, you know, that act, or will be able to cleanse you from any kind of sin. So baptism after a one-time thing, it's kind of meaningless. It's not. Consecration is more the thing.
And I think most people do it again to just show publicly that, hey, I'm on a new path. You may not know because you cannot read my heart, but I'm on a new path.
Yeah,
but we need to work on the heart issues.
Yeah, but you could pray over the person publicly as a minister.
True.
You don't need to be dipping them underwater multiple times.
Come out of church people business. Make them do them.
A lot of things are just nonsensical and it's not biblical at all. There's a lot of but anyway,
let's move
church
on.
people
Leave it alone.
So this person says, Colleen Doug, she said, this is me now as a single mother and trying to do better church folks, especially the older women in the congregation. They were killing me with their mouth. My God. God have mercy upon us. Says my mother had to meet them at them meeting place one morning and lay it on very thick.
She saw them out, man.
Yeah, man. Them say them never know my mother could talk. I built my relationship with God. Very lovely. Good job, Colleen. And it's good now. It's all good now. Them show me that I must not be like them. That's very good. That's very good. Thanks so much for this comment.
And it's so important, people always say that, and rightfully so, don't allow other people to get you to stop going to church or to stop your relationship with God.
Yeah.
It should show up. It should highlight what you shouldn't be. It's all about individual relationships at this point. So whether the church is doing good, bad, or ugly, you need to make sure that your heart is in the right place with God.
But I have to say that I love the fact that your mother did meet them at their place.
Sometimes you have to talk up the things.
Yeah,
you can't let everything just
talk about Paul. Paul in
Nehemiah
in the Gospels. Paul was laying it on thick, and Paul was calling names and telling these people that, listen, you need to get out. You're a false prophet. You're a false preacher.
They're creeping in the church.
But I think one of the reasons why gossipers survive in the church is because everybody's keeping silent.
Then just
and that's just what I think.
Because it's not fornicating,
Yeah,
it's not murder,
it's this idea of everybody is free to say what, and people are going to talk. True, but this is what I say: if somebody, I call one name, any name, it's just a random name. If Anne-Marie come to me and tell me, say Stacy, if Anne-Marie comes to me and say, Stacy said this, Anne-Marie, be warned, because I am going to take you to Stacy and we're going to have that conversation.
That's right. That's how it's supposed to be done.
Yeah. I am not going to be a hypocrite and sit down and leave it at no. You know why I'm going to have that conversation? Because I want Stacy to be saved in the kingdom.
I want to clarify the issue.
Yes, and knowing that she's gossiping, I'm going to go to her with Anne-Marie and tell her, say, listen, you have said this to Anne-Marie and she have said it to me, and I'm confronting you about it, and I want you to turn a new leaf. Like that's the example that I see in scripture. The apostles weren't hiding it.
But it's okay. We're not messing up.
No,
we don't want to hurt nobody's
sometimes. And I have done, and personally, I have done that before, and I can say, God bless that lady. We became the best of friends. I confronted her, and we became the best of friends. And she that lady did really love me. So sometimes you can't really, don't take it. What I would advise, don't take it and run with it. And then you get in your feelings, and if you,
because it could be false.
It could be false.
Yeah.
But if you know the person,
go talk
to them. Whoever comes to you with the message, take them and go talk.
And go
to
have
the
a conversation.
So if the person who brings the news to you don't want to get caught up in it, don't bring any news. Tell the person, tell the person from the get-go. When them whisper in your ears, tell them from the get-go. Say, listen, it's not my concern. I don't know about this. Do not come to me with it. And I will advise you that you need to cease and desist, because what you're doing is wrong. And that's, if people were doing that, then nobody would not whisper in nobody's ears.
As I said, people do not view gossip
as being sin.
As sin. They don't view gossip as being sin. Them, because it's not so bad.
Right.
I just something I talk about. And I like me a fornicate. And I like me a this and I like me a that. No, it is still bad.
Yeah.
It is very bad. It's probably even worse. It's probably even worse.
It is bad.
It's very bad.
Yeah, a lot of sin survive in the church today because nobody's really talking about it. Even the sermons that are being preached, sermons are not preached
a petting sermon
about, confronting. People said Jesus wasn't confrontational. Man, that guy was confrontational to the point where they wanted to kill him just because of what he said. That's how confrontational Jesus was. The gospel is confrontational, and if it's not confronting you, then it's one or two. Your life has to be perfect.
Him say one say, I did not come to bring peace.
Yeah.
But a sword.
A sword.
I'm not saying that you must go to war with everybody. There's
certain times you
should call sin by its name. There are certain times you should be silent. You shouldn't say nothing. You must just watch and listen. And there's certain times you need to speak up. And discernment is what you will need to know what to do in any given situation.
We're still getting comments,
Oh God. Okay. Babe, I don't know if we're gonna get through all of these comments because there's 34 on this one video, and then this other
church marriages are failing, and that is true. A lot of church marriages are failing. And my belief is that the church does not prioritize, teaching young people, preparing them for marriage. I remember one time when we used to have rap sessions, we used to talk about dating, the difference between courtship and marriage.
Yes.
We really don't do those things anymore.
No.
And that was just one thing that was respective to one particular church. Last time I think that I created a program in my home church that I used to attend, and it was really teaching young people about dating and relationship and what to look for and stuff like that. And we did that program. It got aired once, and I think that program died when I left because But it's true. The church the church has a role and responsibility to play.
Yeah, and I read one of our comments that said that do your work yourself. Don't depend on the church. It's not that you're depending on the church, but the church is supposed to be a place where you can learn, where you can grow. I believe the Titus 2 or Titus 5 woman is supposed to teach the younger women, and the older men are instructed to teach the younger men.
And Samuel, they had a duty, they had a responsibility to teach the younger men.
Yeah.
So older Christians have a responsibility to teach younger Christians. It's not necessarily about, it's not the church responsibility. Listen, this is my take. The church has a responsibility whether they like it or not. It's a responsibility given to them by God, and that is to preach, teach, and baptize. If you call yourself a church and you don't want to fulfill that responsibility, change your name or get out. The president is selected to do he has a role and responsibility. And if he's not going to do it, then he needs to step aside and let somebody else do it, So it's not about being dependent upon the church or it's just that the church has a role and responsibility given to them by God, and they need to fulfill that role. It needs to be holistic,
Yes.
But we got a lot of videos and we got a lot of comments on this video. Moi, M-O-I, am I pronouncing it? It says
marriage is hard. That sounds like me. You remember what I said? I just thought that marriage was hard, and that's why I stuck it out. So Moy says marriage is hard. When you get married, you become one. His needs becomes her, and her needs becomes his. We not ready for that. We forgot the altar. Also, once you stick together and overcome the obstacles, the blessings is tremendous. We give up when a crossroad comes. That's true. A lot of people today are not willing to work through challenges.
Yeah, that's true.
And as I said in the previous video, I'm not talking about situations where your life is in danger or the person is not willing to change, because relationships will only work when both people are bringing their best to the relationship. If the man I'll beat your day, night and day, and you're trying to stick it out, and you're saying, honey, please change. Let's just, like, how can we work together? And you're bringing your best. You staying is up to you.
Yeah.
It's really up to you. It's foolish to stay, in my opinion, but it's really up to you. But if he's bringing his best to the table and you're bringing your best to the table, y'all are going to hold hands when you reach the crossroads, right? But it has to be two people willing to grow, willing to evolve, willing to change and bring their best to the table. If not, it don't make no sense. If you want to stick that out,
yeah,
do
I'm
that.
just looking at some of these
You
comments.
have many stars waiting in your crown.
Yeah, I'm just looking at some of these comments. Sorry.
Yeah.
Checker.
Which one is that?
When I was talking about, find you someone who is suitable, they said not suitability, but compatibility. And I did respond.
Though we plan to do a...
Though we plan to do a live reaction to our viewers, which
is this one right now. Mm-hmm.
I felt the need to give a quick response to your comment. This one. It says, while compatibility is important in a relationship, it is possible to be compatible with someone but not suitable for that said person. So
The Bible's never wrong about suitability.
Right. And a lot of people won't understand the importance of suitability until you really understand suitability in and of itself, the meaning, the context, how it is used,
So in the context of relationship, this is just a quick AI overview. In the context of relationships, compatibility refers to the degree to which two persons' personalities, lifestyles, and values align and create a harmonious and satisfying relationship. Suitability, on the other hand, refers to how well someone is aligned with a specific goal, mission, or purpose, often in a spiritual or life direction. So, yeah.
So it's the whole being.
The whole being.
The whole being. And
so both are important.
Both are important, but suitability, I believe, is to be prioritized.
Definitely.
And hence the reason the Bible says, find you someone who is suitable.
That's the operative word, suitable.
Because people have relationships all the time and people are compatible and it just still never works out.
We have the same hobbies, we have the similar personalities, we studied the same degree, we have the same degree, but you're not suitable for each other.
Because compatibility is not the only thing that you need in a marriage. There's so much more, and a lot of people tend to believe that you just need to be able to communicate, you need to be able to be compatible, and what's the book that we're reading? The 7 Principles of... What's that book called?
Yeah, look it up. And then I can go into the elaboration. Compatibility. Think of it as a match based on shared interests, communication styles, and overall way of being in a relationship. It's about finding a partner who makes you feel comfortable, understood, and supported.
Yeah.
Suitability, elaborated. This goes beyond just feeling good together.
Right.
It's about aligning with a higher purpose or vision for life. Yeah. It's about finding someone who supports your growth, encourages your passions, and helps you fulfill your potential. So compatibility is nice, but suitability has roots.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yes,
this book that we're reading, guys, The 7 Principles of Making Marriage Work by John M. Gottman.
Yes.
You guys need to check that book out for all married couples out there. Man, I just don't feel like we got to really touch on some of the juicier comments because there were so many comments.
And they're coming in as we speak.
Yeah, there were so many comments. This lady says, Chosen Kiki, she says, I'm dating a man. I'm 11 years older and he treats me better than a man older than me. So age is nothing. Well, Chosen Kiki, you have that 1% in everything.
Yeah.
Again. So maybe you find, somebody did said it. Maybe he's in the 1%.
Maybe he's in the one. Who said that?
Kimmy
Cakes.
Okay, Kimmy Cakes.
Yeah.
So maybe he's in the 1%, and that's true, And again, when we speak about these things, we're really talking about the majority. Again, we know that the 1% is there in every single aspect of life. And I'm going to say this. I was once 22.
Yeah.
I was mature. I was the guy that, he's so mature. And
For
of
his
course I
age,
was
yeah.
mature
Yeah.
for my age. And that came with experience. But again, and I stand by this with no apology, I don't believe that young men and young women in their 20s should be getting married.
Yeah, it's a self-discovery age.
I don't, it's just, this is a place where you're searching to identify who you are, what your purpose is, and I stand by that. Are there, there might be a young man and a young woman who will be able to get married and maintain that relationship forever. I'm not saying that you will never find. I'm not saying that it's impossible, but I'm saying for the most part.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, guys, there's so many comments that we didn't get to go over, but we will have to definitely do a part 2. Yeah. Send your comments and send your questions, and we love reading them. Please. This has been so fun.
Yeah, this was fun.
I can't wait to do part 2. Stay tuned for part 2. Thank you so much for watching. If you like our content, you know the drill. If you like our content,
listen, I love TikTok. The atmosphere on TikTok, it's so rich. Yes. It's fun. But guys on TikTok, we are asking you to go over to our YouTube channel. We want you to subscribe. We want you to like. We want you to share, and we want you to be a part of the community here as well.
Yes.
Because what we are sharing on TikTok are just clips from bits and pieces of information that we share on our actual podcast. So we want you guys to be a part of that community as well. We love you guys on TikTok. We love you guys on YouTube.
Yes.
But TikTok, we're definitely coming back for some of these juicy comments.
Yes.
These comments are interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're definitely coming back, and thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Thank you.
As always. Don't just watch. Don't just like. We want you to subscribe as well.
And share the content, guys. We're also available on Instagram, Facebook, and on TikTok. Show us some love over there. Unfiltered Heart Talks.
See you guys on the next one. Stay tuned.